Hey guys, Adventuring Youth Pastor here. I just wanted to give you guys a quick tutorial on how to change the oil in a Honda Crf250L. So this is my 2018 model, and I'm going to do an oil change, oil filter, and the oil filter cover gasket that goes along with it. So all you're going to need is a simple socket set. I believe 12 millimeter and 10 millimeter is all that we're going to be using, and some gloves, obviously the oil and the oil filter and the gasket. And so let's get going. First, what I'm going to do is take off my skid plate. Next, we're going to want to let it run and warm up for a couple minutes so the oil can get hot so that it drains. All right, now it's warmed up. We've got our oil draining container, and it's time to drain the old oil out. It's gonna be this bolt right here. It's a 12 millimeter. As we let that drain out, give it a couple minutes, we're gonna go and take off the oil filter cover, which is right here, and we're gonna let that drain out, and then we can replace the oil filter and the gasket, and after that we'll fill her back up. Now in here there's a spring that goes right here. Just make sure you have it correctly up against this when you put it back on. We'll take the old gasket off and take out the old oil filter. And then we'll put the new ones in. Make sure the spring is nice and springy so that it does its job right. And we'll line those up and start putting these back in. And as you tighten these, tighten them in a cross pattern so that you're not getting one super tight causing another one to be looser. So just kind of, you know, tighten in a cross pattern. All right, so we have drained all the oil and we have changed the oil filter and the gasket and put that back on. And then we also put the drain plug back in. So now we're gonna fill it up. You fill up the oil right here, you take that off, put oil in, and there's a little window down here. That little window right there, there's two marks on it. There's the lower and the upper, and you want it pretty much sitting at that upper line. But the mistake that some people make is that you don't want the bike to be on its kickstand when it's at that upper line. The correct oil measure is when the bike is standing upright like that. So you want to be able to hold it upright or have somebody else hold it upright for you to measure your final oil level. Otherwise, you're going to have too much in. Now, manufacturer says that it should be, I believe, 1.5 liters if you don't change the oil filter, but 1.6 if you do. So I'm going to put that much in, and then we'll run it for a couple minutes and see what the oil level is. I'm using the Honda 4-stroke 10W30 full synthetic motor oil. You can start using synthetic after your engine's broken in. Now the owner's manual says that after the break-in change at 600 miles, you can go 8,000 miles between oil changes. That seems like a lot for me. Mine was already, you know, starting to change colors. It had been just over about close to 1,500 miles since my last oil change, since the break-in one at 600 miles. Now I changed my oil for the first time at about 225 miles, and there was a lot of metal in there, so it was good just to change it. And then at the 600 mile owner's manual break-in mark, I switched to full synthetic. So from here on out, I'll be using full synthetic. And so I plan on going about 2,000 to 3,000 miles in between my oil changes, since I ride it pretty hard off-road, and that's a little bit rougher on it. But we're gonna fill it up with this 10W30 full synthetic. All right, so I'm going to dip the bike up flat. I hold it with my knee and my arm right here, and we'll want to look at that oil level right there. You want it right at that full line right there. Looks good. So I'll start her up and just let her idle for a couple minutes, and then let it sit for a couple more minutes so that the oil has time to drain down at the bottom of the pan there, and then check it again. Just make sure it's good. Top off, let a little bit out, but other than that, it's pretty simple. We officially changed the oil in the 2018 Crf250L. So thank you for watching. Please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for more. This weekend I'm going to go on a couple adventures you won't want to miss. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.